So I've now put in the all the shapes in their white opacity, and some more translucent than others. But now I really want to think about what colours are going to be put over the white, because most of them are not going to stay white. Although I might bring white back into the shapes. But I'm going to start with the central, the more or less central circle, and I'm going to use for a start, I'm going to use ultramarine blue and start putting that colour in to certain of the shapes. And over this paint I am going to use stencil and pattern and shading and form to create these floating entities. And now I've finished the initial stages of colour for these shapes. I know that I'm going to be putting on a lot of pattern over these shapes, both with stencil and with my Posca pens. And one of the things I've decided I'm going to do definitely is use a stencil, this stencil particularly, which I got from Amazon, on this shape. So stippling white through this stencil onto this blue sphere. And I'm going to, I have this stencil which I also bought from Amazon, and they are actually like mosaic tiles of Islamic design. And I'm going to choose one for the center of this star. So I'll come back to you as soon as that I've done a few of those stencils. And also another thing I'm going to do before I do that actually is I've got my Posca pen here, and I'm going to start dots where the mountain shape is still there, and I'm going to delineate that with the dots. So it's a nice meditative process. And also here and here, and around the shapes I'm going to use the dots. So around this shape, in fact around all of them. They may not stay, but there may be, I may put in more, like so. All of this pattern making is a form of meditation for me. And now I've drawn in the dots around the shapes and some little circles in various places, and a spiral here. I'm going to do another spiral over here, which will be going the opposite direction. if you go wonky, just take a damp cloth for something you don't want and just wipe the Posca pen off. It's quite mesmerizing with the circles. Not like two eyes at the moment. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is lay this down flat. And get my stencil over the blue sphere and start stippling the pattern through the stencil.